In this video, I'm going to show you a free hit team that I've put together for game week 30. Let's check it out. Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. So like I said, I've put together a free hit side for game week 30. This is going to be a draft, an initial idea. 90% sure that it will probably change one or two players throughout the course of the week, and we'll update you. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get the latest free hit side. On a personal note, I don't know. I'm not convinced that I will need to free hit. So I'll have a look at some of the reasons why you should free hit. Perhaps why you should hold on to your free hit. And if you are going to hold on to it, when else would be a better time to take it on? So if you like the video, press that button, hit subscribe. In the meantime, let's jump into it. So on screen we have the fixtures for blank game week 30. I don't know if anyone gets particularly excited about blank weeks. I guess if you're free hitting it comes a different matter, because who doesn't enjoy a good free hit? Any player in your side within the budget, and as we'll look, the budget isn't really much of a constraint because of the lack of premiums that are playing this week. But those are only 4 games on, so lots of games, teams blanking, a lot of big teams, Liverpool, your Manchester Cities, your Manchester United, all of those, Chelsea not playing in game week 30. So it is ideally a time, definitely, when you could free hit. So reasons to free hit them, why would you? Maybe you can't get 11 players out. And I'm not saying you have to get 11 players out to otherwise free hit. Potentially 9 or 10 could be enough. When else are you going to use it? If you've got 2 free hits, let's have a think. When else will you have to use it? You have to use these chips up, remember. You don't get points for keeping hold of them. It may be that you've just got 1 free hit. But depending on the makeup of your side and how many hits or what it would take in order to get a side out, then yeah, it could be the best time to use it. If you are using it, it is a nice time to have a look at some differentials. There's players in this list, in this free hit side, that you possibly wouldn't look at any other time. So they are differentials for those reasons, and that could, if they hit off, could make a big difference in your mini leagues and overall rank. The other good reason to free hit, probably what most people are going for, is that with Liverpool double game weeking, Chelsea having good fixtures before and after, and Manchester City, it is a good time to be able to keep your premium assets, free hit them out just for 1 game week and have them back in for game week 31. Absolutely, probably the most popular reason I would have thought to free hit in this week. Reasons not to free hit. You know what, if you can get 10 players out, I think that would be enough. For me, I've got 10 players out without taking a hit. Do I take a hit to bring another one in, make it 11? Not sure. Have to sort of look at the availability of players before the game week 30 deadline. Double game week 33, if you've got 1 free hit left, maybe you want to save it for then. There is also that double game week in 36, 37. Lots of other small double game weeks predicted. So maybe, if this is your last free hit, do you want to be able to save it for then? Are you going to get enough value during this game week as opposed to those other day double game weeks? And are those fixtures tempting enough? I've looked at these fixtures. For me, on my team setup, if I can get 10 out without suspensions and injuries, maybe it will end up being 8 or 9. Is there enough value in free hitting to get to now getting an extra 20 points? Will I get that, or will I get more value free hitting later on? I'm not sure these fixtures are tempting enough for me. Leicester Brentford looks great. The others could quite potentially be quite close. So I'm just not sure whether it's tempting enough for me. But again, it will depend on the makeup of your side, how many free hits you've got. All that bear in mind, let's have a quick look at a draft that I put together for a potential free hit side for game week 30, and this could be a side that I will be going to. Jose's own goal seems like the obvious choice, 4.3. As we'll see, value of the players doesn't actually make much difference. We've got lots of money swishing around. At home to Leeds, I haven't scored under Jesse March yet, so I quite like Jose, so it seems like the obvious choice. Lewis, just any goalkeeper in defence, just the cheapest goalkeeper. I don't see any reason why Saul won't play. If there's a 1% chance you're worried that he won't, then you have got the money to go to a Schmeichel, a Ramsdale, a Martinez. You could do that for your backup goalkeeper. Absolutely no problem with that. 4 points on average is what he's getting per 90. 1.4 goals he's conceding. Those are at home as well, so you'd say a good, decent chance to get a clean sheet. In defence, we've got Kieran Tierney, 5.1, 8 Nori, 4.4, decent fixture against we just seen. Cresswell, he has some attacking potential. Again, a little bit more on the pricier side. Hasn't got the same sort of assists he did last year. Way at Tottenham, not an easy game. Then you have Amati, regards to the price, you could go to any Leicester defender, but at the moment he just seems to be the absolute nailed on one there is. And then I've got Connor Coney. It was Kilman to start with, then he got drop rested the other day, so now I've reverted back to Cody because I just think he's got more chance of playing. In terms of attacking output, for these players that we've got, Tierney 0.1 expected goals, Norwich slightly more, and then Cresswell 0.6, probably virtue of the fact he's on set pieces. I think any attacking turns, it will be a bonus, and it will come from these three players. And Marty and Cody offer very little going forward, but clean sheets is the order of the day. And I have tripled up on that Liverpool defence overall with the goalkeeper as well. If you're uncomfortable doing that, I do think there's other options that we can look at later on. But with so few games, doubling up somewhere along the line has to happen. Then you go into midfield, we've got Saka, who's just been on fire recently, away at Villa. Maddison at home to Brentford. Again, all press conferences will need to be looked at. Brendan Rodgers, what he says, availability of Maddison will be crucial. If he plays and is fit and available, I think he has to come in. Heung-min Son is a non-negotiable. He has to play for me. Rafinha, yeah, we could look at, I think Leeds, any sort of goal contributions they've got, quite possibly just always going to come through Rafinha. With Bamford coming back to fitness, maybe that's going to help his output as well. And then Coutinho's just on fire at the moment. Home to Arsenal, 7.4. I think, yeah, you have to bring Coutinho. I just think he's a standout option for that fixture. So we look for the expected goals and their contribution so far this season. 29 points there for Saka, 8 goals, 6 assists, having a really good season off the back of the Euros. 0.52 expected goal involvement. In fact, he's nailed in that Arsenal side, just sort of rounds it off for me. Maddison, not as impressive, but his minutes have been sort of erratic over the season so far. And then Heung-min Son, 0.66, we know what he can do. So many goals, great expected goal involvement as well, 10.8, he's got to come in. And Rafinha, even though it's tailed off lately, I think he has to come in for this side for me. It's not a non-negotiable, but I think Leeds, I just think they're desperate for the points. Away Wolves will be difficult, but anything that happens will come through Rafinha, and he's on pens to round it off as well. And Coutinho, we know what he's done in a short period of time that he's been back in English football. 36 points, he's outscored every other midfielder on the screen here. And he has, again, got to be in that side. Up front then, we're looking at Harry Kane. He would get the captain's armband for me at home to West Ham. On pens, 90 minutes, got to be playing. The other one, difficult to pick the other forward. I mean, initially went for Jimenez, then I felt, you got 3 Wolves players, so you could take out later on one of those Wolves players, bring Jimenez in. When I do an updated draft, that could be a definite option. In the meantime, I'm going to go Lacazette, 8.3, nailed up front. They don't have many other options, Arsenal, but he's been an important part of the side and on pens. And then any other striker, I've really just gone Richardson is cheap. I don't think you're going to need to go that deep into your bench, so the last player on it, I just don't think matters. So looking at his expected goal involvement and the stats, great points potential there for Kane. 41 over the last 5 games, amazing. 10 goals, 3 assists, great XGI as well, on pens, all that. We know what he can do. I don't want to go into this double game week, blank game week without him, absolutely not. Lacazette, more involved with assists than goals, but you're getting bonus points for that. 25 points, still decent, 0.51. I'm not suggesting I'd pick him for a long-term pick, but for a 1-week punt, I think he's got to be up there. And then Richardson, again, he's not going to be involved for us either. So that'll be the side. As you can see, it comes well in under 100 million, 96.3. But there are other options to have. In terms of the bench, Richardson and Lewis obviously be sat on the bench, and then it's a choice of others. I think I would want to play Amati because they're at home to Brentford, so that'd be tempted. It would be a case, do you want to double up on that Wolves defence? Possibly not. There's not many other premium assets to go on, so the money-wise, it's not a huge issue. Possibly then, to spread your costs, you might want to drop Rafinha, don't know. Possibly Cody or Nori. But you know what? You've got options there, and it's not a case of having to save money in one place in order to bump up the cost somewhere else. I just think you've got money to play for. I mean, Kulusevski could definitely be an option maybe for Rafinha or someone like that. Other options, Digne or Matty Cash for Villa instead of perhaps one of those Wolves defenders, or Marty if you don't trust Leicester. Ollie Watkins could go in up front, absolutely. He's been playing well recently. And then, again, what we have got is Harvey Barnes, playing very sort of high up in the pitch for Leicester, is another option. But as I said to you, this is purely a draft of my first sort of thoughts. I'll get this out there so there's time to sort of work around this side. It also protects me from any price increases in the future. I can't make transfer profit, but I don't think the price is going to be an issue. You can pretty much pick any 11 you want. But these are some initial thoughts. That's it for this one. Well done for making it through to the end of the video. That's our free hit side for Game Week 30. It will most likely change with team news, injury, suspensions, all of those sort of things before next week's deadline. So hit that notification. Make sure you subscribe. Tell me, are you definitely going to be free hitting this week? If not, when else are you going to use it? Who are the essential players that you would bring into your side? In the meantime, best of luck with the rest of your Game Week 29. I shall see you before the end of the week. Transfer, watch list, team selections, all that good stuff, as well as an update for the free hit side. In the meantime, speak to you soon.